Good morning, fight fans. I am Coach Sess, and you are listening to Words with a Mad Coach. What I want to do is just give you a quick rundown on some events that are happening this weekend as far as MMA goes in our area. So I want to start with James Quigg, who will be heading up to Atlantic City, representing Team Rock Fayetteville as he fights for the 135-pound title. He'll be taking on Alex Keshtov, who was a 7-0 pro who trains with K Dojo Warrior Tribe. It's a team that is affiliated with a lot of UFC talent, so this is a huge opportunity for James Quigg. I'm also going to shout out Willie Hosh, who is from Charlotte, North Carolina. He'll be fighting for the 185-pound title. September 15th in Raleigh, North Carolina, referee Larry Carter is going to be hosting a MMA rules forum, open forum. So bring your questions. If you are watching TV and you think you know MMA based on the rules that they utilize in the TV setting, whether it be MAV TV, where they have a lot of amateur MMA, or you watch Fox, where you see a lot of pro MMA, or you watch Spike and you see Bellator, you might not understand what the rules are. So if you have a team, if you're a coach, if you're a leader in your gym, or you plan on switching over to MMA, you may want to go to this rules meeting, this forum rather, and learn a little bit more about what is or is not allowed. They're going to be discussing various topics from the differences between pros and amateurs, grounded fighters, legal versus illegal blows, weight cuts, wearing contacts in your eyes, why the refs stop a fight, what the refs are looking for. It's in Raleigh, North Carolina, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m., Ramada Blue Ridge. Saturday night, September 16th, at the Expo building in Raleigh, at the North Carolina State Fairgrounds, you have Next Level Fight Club. My main point of contact there is Chris Connor, so big shout out to Chris. Not going to run down the event, but there are some good names on the card. Names I've seen fight before and been in the dressing room with before, so I know these are some very solid fighters. Chase Gamble fighting Alan Stewart. Hannah Cyphers, Shockwave, she's guaranteed to bring some hands. Josh Alston, who's one hell of a wrestler, taking on Jeffrey Summers. There's one fight on the card that I'm definitely interested in, and that is Caleb Clinton taking on Zach Leonard. Okay, so I don't really know these young men. However, I saw Caleb fight recently at Battle in the South, and he's training with Marcus Hand Grenade Davis, former UFC fighter. I also know Caleb's father from when he used to train with Team Rock Fayetteville from back in the day. And Zach is coming out of Immortals Fight Club with Chris Piccioni, who has trained in the past with United Thai Boxing and MMA, and more specifically with Alex Banks. So I know what, Saul and Chris, they're great trainers over there, so I know what they're going to bring. If Zach is, just 10%, if he's just 10% of that training room, that's going to be one heck of a fight. That's going to be a sleeper fight, so that amateur fight right there could steal the card. Brandon Rollins is another guy out of Immortals Fight Club. I don't know his opponent, but if he's coming from Chris and Saul, then that's going to be a good fight. And then Chris Piccioni himself is fighting one of the main trainers from over there. So Next Level Fight Club has 3 guys on that card, so it should be very good. The fight that I'm interested in as far as the pros go is James Hurd, who's making his pro debut, coming off of a undefeated amateur streak, and I believe he picked up an Emmy title along the way. He'll be taking on Arthur Walcott Cisse, and Walcott doesn't have a bad record either. He's 3-0 as an amateur, 0-1 as a pro. but he's never been stopped, and Hurd has stopped everybody. So that should be interesting in itself. Get out and support the local fighters. Go to the Next Level Fight Club in Raleigh. If you're in New Jersey, come check out Ring of Combat 60. Look for James Quigg. Of course, I can't forget about the boxing event. Canelo Alvarez taking on Gennady Golovkin. Alvarez is 49-1-1, and Triple G is 37-0. They both have relatively the same knockout ratio. I think it's not ratio, but number of knockouts. I think Canelo has 34 and Triple G has about 33. So make sure you check that out as well. That's the real event. So Conor and Floyd was kind of like the tease. That was the foreplay. This is the main event right here. It's for all the belts. I'm not sure who has what belt, but WBC, WBA, WBO, IBO, IBF, the Super Champion, the Lineal Champion, all these things are on the line. We're gonna finally have a one definitive world champion in the middleweight division. And I think boxing needs to get back to that. Instead of having 4 or 5 different champions in one weight class, you should just have one champion, and the rest of the guys are contenders, and they eliminate themselves to fight the champion. And hey, if they get knocked down the totem pole, they work their way back up, and maybe they become a contender again, and eventually win the belt. I am Coach Cess, and you have had words with the Mad Coach. Stay motivated and determined, and I'm out.
Okay, first, any questions on the back of the head, guys? Donnie is really clear about the fighter turtle up and doing back up and over. Defense he has to keep getting punches off the back of his head. Non-intelligent defense, we all know about that. Everybody get that?
Patrick and Zach, they're going to take you guys back there to the holding area, and we're probably going to get you guys announced probably about 5 minutes once you get back there, okay? Then you guys can go ahead and come out. All right, after you guys are done, then we'll get it jump started with the rest of the show.
Remember, it's your house. Your house. He's gonna come for you, Quick. He's gonna come for you. Hands up, circle, circle.
Yep. Circle out.
Circle him out, bring him to us.
That boy.
All you, Quinn.
Yeah,
There you go.
that boy.
There you go.
Good, quick, good movement. Head movement.
Move to your left.
Move to your left, quick.
Move to your left.
Hey, beautiful takedown.
Reverse engineer. Reverse engineer it. There you go. Reverse engineer it. Reverse engineer it.
Hey, that boy.
Settle.
Reverse engineer it. Let's do some work while we're there. Reverse engineer.
Right by there, quick.
Hey, there you go. Yes. Flatten him out. That's it, James. Patience now.
Watch it, Big Buck. Remember how I roll with you, Big Buck. Watch the Big Buck.
Push. Good.
Hey, just let it go. Atta
Let it
boy.
go, quick.
Big shots. Pick big shots.
Big shots,
Big
quick.
shots, James. Big shots.
Settle.
Yep, settle. And same thing.
Same thing.
No need to change. No need to change. Watch the big buck off the cage.
Hey, that's the fight. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1 minute, 35 seconds into the first round. Referee Donnie